What up, squad? Welcome back to AmbitionZ VapeR. Today we're looking at the PLAQUE 150 watt temperature control box mod by Asmodus on AV Elite. Let's take a look at it.
This is another elegant device by Asmodus. Deep engravings, beautifully, elegantly designed. Nickel, titanium, stainless steel, variable wattage mode. 5 to 150 watts in variable wattage mode. 5 to 120 watts in temperature control mode. 25 millimeters will sit with no overhang. It has a beautiful screen on the bottom to keep the elegance intact. It also has earth magnets to keep the battery door on and off at your leisure. It uses two 18650s, a micro USB port for firmware upgrade.
So this is the box that it will come in. It has this normal just outside packaging. Alrighty. Atomizer range is 0.1 to 2.5 ohms, 7.5 volts is the max output. Peak currents 35 amps, 212, 572, 100 to 300 degrees Celsius. Takes two 18650s. Charging parameters is 1 amp. Fast charging, balanced charge function is available on this. You can charge this via USB. You're gonna pop that off and you're gonna get this. This is the package that it will come in. All right, you got your scratch and check on front. It's a leather case. It says Asmodus on the side. It has red sewing on it. Okay, a nice metal hatchet. You're gonna open it up. You're gonna get your box mod. Before we look at the box mod, you're gonna get some additional goodies down below, and it has a nice pull tab. It's in a nice felt casing. You're gonna get a user manual. It's a very nice and detailed user manual. It opens up like so. You get a warranty card. It's a 30-day warranty. I do wish it was a little higher of a warranty card for this type of device. You will also get which batteries to use and what batteries not to use. Okay, so here's the device, ladies and gentlemen. It says Asmodus. Okay, this is proudly presented. It's a plaque. Features deep, high-quality engravings through the body of the mod with an amazing, vibrant finish. All right. This is all engraved, deeply engraved. Every portion of this is engraved, deeply engraved. Okay, I mean, you can definitely stick your nail in these engravings. Nice 510. I mean, beautiful engravings, even around the 510. A lot of attention to detail on this mod. Nice threading, nice 510. It is spring-loaded. It's a nice firm, spring-loaded 510. 22 millimeters will sit on this silver flush. It is 25 millimeters thick, so you can get about 25 millimeters on there. It's 57 millimeters long, and it is 93 millimeters in height. You have your fire button right there. Nice and clean. Let me give you a nice peep down that. Look at that. Beautiful. Just the fire button. Then this is the other side. I mean, very deep. Beautiful, guys. Okay. Then you have the other side. See, that's deep engravings when you can do that. All right, so where's the screen, you know? Well, it's on the bottom. That's the one thing about this. It is on the bottom. You have your wattage up, your wattage down, and your screen on the bottom. Now they are below the when it sits, so it does sit nicely. It's not, doesn't touch this the plus or minus or anything like that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll turn on, I'll say Asmodus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get into the menu system. You can click up or down to shut it off. Then you have mode, power, temp, the curve that we were talking about, okay? TCR, TFR, and then exit, all right? So if you go into temp, you can choose your nickel, stainless steel 316, 317, titanium, return, okay, your curve function. You can adjust these accordingly to however you like it, okay, and then that's the wattage for how many seconds. That button to go through, hold it down, and then you're done. It's going to let you know you're in curve. It gives you your curve, your seconds, everything, your battery indicators. If you go to TCR, you can adjust that. I have 92 for 316L. Hold the fire button down. That's done. You have up to 5 different ones you can choose from, and it goes in. Plus and minus together. You can adjust the Fahrenheit to 572 or 300. If you hit the plus and minus, see it does drop 1, and then you can, I only can get up to 80. I only can get up to 80 for some reason. You go to TFR. Okay, you can adjust those accordingly. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can adjust the brightness up to 10. Normal, or you can do that. Inverse. You can puff counter. Screen rotation. Okay, and then you hit up and your exit. So it shows you your wattage. Okay, it does go up to 150 watts. This thing does fire hot. Okay, it shows the mode that you're in, the volts, your ohms, your seconds, and your puff counter, and then you have your 2 battery indicators of both batteries. Lock the resist and you hit the fire and the wattage up. We'll lock it. You unlock it. The wattage down on the fire button. You can set your resistance. If you like the resistance that's on there, you hit yes. If you don't, you can hit no, and then you can set the resistance yourself or adjust it accordingly, okay? I only can get it to 80 watts. With the atomizer on there or not with an atomizer on there. Hopefully there's a firmware update coming out. But it does fire pretty well. 80 watts on this in temperature control mode does feel pretty substantial. This is using the Asmodus 150GX chipset. So it's very similar to the Minikin chipset. Power it off. It's 150GX version 3.1. I had the dot mod Petri version 2 stainless steel version. Limited edition. I think it looks very nice on there. Okay. They also have a high roller edition out of this. It's different engravings and it's $2,000. I'll put a link on screen. I'll put a picture on screen now. That's a 22 millimeter sitting on there now. That is the Apocalypse IDA 24 millimeter, the Goon Killer. It's 24 millimeters in diameter, all right, and no overhang. This is the Aeronaut version 1. Polished look. I wanted to give you a nice little look of what a polished. I mean that's a very, very nice setup. Oh yeah. Boom. Then you can open the door up. Very powerful magnets on this device. A nice battery strap. Okay. You have a magnet 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 5 magnets on this. That's where your micro USB port is. It is definitely inside of the device. Okay. Pull this battery strap out of the way, and then you have the nice clean internals. Okay, it says the plaque, perfectly indicated. Nice battery sled, and then you can see the chip inside. Okay. Very clean internals, man. Even this is engraved. I mean, you got to notice the pay attention to detail. There's contacts on the bottom. Same contacts on that end. You have the battery door. 1, 2, 3, 4 magnets on the door. Here men from the planet Earth first set foot upon the Vapor Nation. 2003 AD. We came in peace for all mankind. Asmodus distribution. Beautiful. I love when things are personalized. This is definitely a collector's item. Most definitely, man. Really, really loving this. Okay. Solid. It's made out of either aluminum or alloy. I'm thinking aluminum. I just wish this was a little shorter, because that does kind of get in the way. You know? It is, man. Alright, so, I mean, that's on there nice, but you don't even need to fully open it. I mean, you could just nicely leave that on there. And it's not going anywhere. Performs just like it looks. That is next to the Oni DNA 133 by Asmodus and Stars. That is next to the R150 by Hutseg. That is next to the VGod Pro 150. That is next to the X-Cube Ultra by Smock. That is next to the X200 DNA 200 by Cartel Mods. Let's go back up top. Let's vape on this, talk on it, pros and cons, final thoughts. If a mugger stole my book bag, would I go out and buy it? Before we get into the box mod, I want to discuss a few things that we have noticed that Asmodus has realized, and they have an authenticator on their website. There was a lot of clones being manufactured by multiple different companies of their Minikin, their Heave, maybe even this one in the near coming future because of the way it looks. I have some photos that I want to show you. It's as well as on Asmodus's website under the Authenticator tab on the right-hand side of the screen. I will put the pictures on screen now. Asmodus products such as the Minikin, the Heave, and the Snow Wolf continues legal action against companies flooding the market. I am reading something for you, okay? With untested devices is ongoing. For the safety of the vaping community, we encourage you to stay clear of these cloned products since they have not undergone the rigorous testing we perform in-house for all products they release. Okay, the picture that I showed you is on Asmodus's website if you'd like to look into further detail. If you do have one of these products, you do look at the picture or the box on your device that you purchase and you realize it is a clone, definitely contact the vendor that you purchase it from and send it back to get your money back or whatever. It's because Asmodus is going after these companies that are making the clones, which I understand. We got the Plaque 150 watt temperature controlled box mod. It does TCR, TFR, stainless steel, nickel, titanium. You have the curve mode as well. All these are great and dandy. Now, from what I have noticed, maybe there is a firmware update out there that I have not yet. They say this goes up to 120 watts in temperature control mode. This, I can only get it to go up to 80 watts. Now, the 80 watts that I do use this in temperature control mode is a very powerful 80 watts, and I really like it. I like the hot, powerful, in-temp mode vapes. So, but they say it goes up to 120, and I haven't been able to get it up to 120 watts in TC mode. So if I do find out or any information on the update, a firmware update, if I get it to 120 watts, whatever it is, I will definitely let you guys know in the description of this video, and I might mention it on a future video. The curve mode is very nice. All right, I don't really use the curve mode, but you most definitely have that option if you like to adjust your curve to have ramp up time and whatnot. We obviously love the looks of this device. I love the cleanliness of it. I like how it just has one fire button that kind of makes it look overall nice and clean looking. Having the screen on the bottom, to me, is a little bit of a con. It's a pain in the butt. You have to, if you want to adjust something, you know, you're going to have to go up there or have it like this. Make sure you don't have a lot of liquid in your device if you do that, because it will leak out if you're using an RDA or whatnot. But for me, that's not really a big deal because I like to get my settings where they are, and then I just vape away. I really use James Muckling Aliens pretty much on everything, and I use it around the same wattage, so I can set my stuff up on a box mod and kind of forget about it. Maybe if I want to go to stainless steel mode, I'm going to have to quickly adjust it, but you guys that own the Vapor Shocks back in the day, you understand. I kind of wish that they put it here, you know, on the bottom. It's kind of, it keeps it looking, you know, sleek, and it keeps it making, it's gushingly gorgeous. I mean, and I think they're trying to keep that by having it on the bottom. You can't even tell the seam of the battery door. I mean, that's how well they did this. I mean, you could just pull that and that doesn't fall off. You know? I mean, if I went like that, of course it would. But that's nice. Very, very strong door. The battery strap's too long, though. That thing gets in my way all the time. Trying to get this door back on by showing you, it's constantly in the way. It bothers me if that thing's showing. 24 millimeters, 22 millimeters, 25 millimeters. You could probably barely have it on there. No overhang. That's very nice as well. Let's have a vape, dude. I need a vape. 100 watts in power mode with the PERSUADE version 2 stainless steel limited edition RDA. James Muckling Alien Claptons, 0.17 ohm, 100 watts. Let's have vape. This is very powerful. To me, it vapes a lot, very, very similar to the Minikin. The Minikin version 1, version 2. This more reminds me the way it vapes as the Minikin 150. This thing vapes just like it, okay? It has a different chip in it, a little bit more accurate, definitely powerful. I usually have to do 110 watts with this setup. I'm at 100 watts. And it is powerful. It feels very nice in the hand. I think it's the perfect size for somebody that has large hands or somebody that has smaller hands. The screen I can read at daytime, nighttime, it does not matter. It does have holes for battery ventilation right here. It's kind of hard to see because it's black, but it does have holes for ventilation. So that is a big pro as well. I can place it on a table. It does not wobble. The buttons don't adjust the wattage. They're indented to the surface of the bottom of the box mod, so you don't have to worry about that either. I think it makes it, I think it keeps it looking clean. I think that's the reason why they put it on the bottom. So, I mean, I've got a lot of compliments on this, taking it to work. People are like, what the hell is that? I mean, people like walking by don't even vape, like, wow, that's nice. I've gotten plenty of compliments on this box mod, and I usually don't get that. So that's saying something right there. This is a collector's item, most definitely, especially like the piece that I showed you down low inside of the battery door. I like the saying. I love when companies kind of put a nice little touch inside of that. It makes it a collector's item. This isn't serialized. I kind of wish it was. They would make it a little bit more of a collector's item. It says Asmodus distribution. Nice touch, Asmodus. Great job on that. It has everything you need in a box mod. I mean, stainless steel, nickel, titanium, TFR, TCR, anything you need. It's got a curved mode. Very easy to get through to navigate through the menu system. It's 5 clicks of the fire button to get into it. You can set the resistance. You can lock the resistance. You can adjust the resistance if you need to, which I think is a very nice touch as well. It's firmware upgradable. That is a big pro, because I'm probably going to have to do a firmware upgrade if I cannot understand why it doesn't go up to 120 watts in temperature control mode. It said in the specifications in the user manual it goes up to 120, and I only can get it up to 80. So not really sure of that. The 510 is very nice. Everything sits on flush and makes a connection. It's a firm 510. It's a stainless steel 510. I think it keeps it nice. with the carving. It's very deeply engraved. Like, this isn't gonna wear off, or I don't see it chipping anytime soon. I really don't. The only gripes is 80 watts in TC mode. The battery pull tab is too long, and possibly the screen on the bottom. That could be a huge con, or a big con to some people out there. For me, I don't really adjust too much. I set and just go, and I vape away. I don't like to really tinker all the time. I really don't tinker that much. So for people like that, it's not going to be a big deal. Or you're going to be going like this. You know, I remember I used to see my buddy that had a Vapor Shark with the screen on the bottom. I'd always see him like this. Like, he'd just hold it above so it doesn't leak, you know? So some people, if you're out in public, might look at you like you're a retard, but besides that, it shouldn't be a big deal, okay? You think we can go to it? What is this guy doing? Vape's nice in temperature control mode. I don't have any gripes in temperature control mode. This is one of my favorite box mods in temperature control mode. I think Asmodus does a great job in TC mode. If you like a nice hot, warm vape, or you like, you know, you like the power in TC mode, which I do. I use stainless steel and wattage. That's it. And I want that to kick out what it would kick out in wattage mode, but just keep the temperature where it's supposed to be. I believe that this does this pretty well. 80 watts is pretty decent on this device. It definitely runs hot. It doesn't really get hot on me. Doesn't get really hot. When you're holding it in your hand, you can like move the door a little bit, you know, but I mean, that's not really a con. I just want to mention it, that, you know, you can move it a little bit, but it's not going to slide anywhere. These magnets are very, very strong. You can move the door a little bit. You can find the PLAQUE 150 watt TC mod at asmodus.com. Link on screen and in the description. Okay, I'll have additional links if I can find it anywhere else for you that you can click on and just go to. Get your vape budget hands out. Okay, by looking at this device, you should know right off the bat it is not going to be a cheap one. All right, this is AV Elite. AV Elite is not cheap. If I was saying welcome to AV cheap like I do, then you know it wouldn't be expensive. This is a little bit on the higher price range. It's $179.95, $180 for this. I think that price point is pretty much on the money for what you're getting. You're getting a beautiful, you know, I know it doesn't matter, but a leather case with felt. It comes high class. It has a nice personal touch on it from Asmodus. It's all fully engraved. I mean, very deep engravings. Great chip. Built very well. The performance matches the looks of this. If Mugga stole my book bag and this was in it, I'd be really fucking pissed. Number one, okay? Number two, I would chase him down and he'd be hurting, okay? Because I would go out and buy this. All right, I'd be pissed if the Mugga stole my book bag. I'd be really upset. That's what I got for you today, squad. I hope you found this video helpful or informative or entertaining. If you did, leave a like, share, subscribe. Comment down below if you have any additional questions or concerns regarding this product or anything else for that matter. I give you content daily, 1080p, 60 frames per second. Don't waste your effing bandwidth not being subscribed to this channel. Remember, squad, stay juiced up. For all you haters out there, make sure you leave a dislike. I don't feel right without your dislike. Smoking is gone. Vaping is on. Let's vape on, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.